So the bookish community a lot of the time says that the books are better than the movies. Well, is there any truth to that? And I think there is. But why is that mostly the truth? Well, let's discuss that today. Welcome back to BG's Books. I'm Mr. BG, and today I just want to discuss a little bit why books are generally seen better than the movies. So today's video was actually a suggestion by my editor, and basically we were talking, and my editor suggested that I make a video on why I usually think that books are better than the movies, because that is a thing that I tell him quite a bit outside of YouTube. And so I guess he was just like, well, why not tell your audience that? And I thought that was a great idea. So here we go. So of course, that's generally the rule with book adaptations. Usually the book is better. There will be a couple adaptations where the movie is better or even just more famous than the book. But I mean, I'm like that myself. There are a handful of movies I say are better than the book they were based on, but for the most part, I think books are better. But anyway, yeah, without further ado, let's just kind of get into a few reasons why I think that books are better than the movies. Reason number one, imagination. So, of course, when you see a movie, you kind of don't really have a lot of imagination. It shows everything because movies are very visual. So everything that you kind of imagined in a book, you just kind of see, and it could either be somewhat similar to what you imagined, or it could be very different from what you imagined. But in a book, of course, there will be like maybe a little description. It's like there was a chair by the side of the room, or the door was orange or something. But for the most part, whatever you think in your mind is what the book looks like to you. So I think that books definitely give a lot of freedom to stuff like that. You can think that the wall is any color unless the like words say that it's specifically this color over that color. But like, yeah, for the most part, books can just kind of give you free reign. You can imagine the characters' voices how you want. You can imagine the characters looking how you want them to. Yeah, you can just describe settings and stuff. It just is kind of wonderful. I don't really have an idea for this, so I'm just kind of talking randomly here. But anyway, yeah, imagination, you can just kind of have free reign with whatever you want the book to look and feel like. Of course, there will be a couple descriptions here and there, but those are just kind of slightly there. They're just like, this is vaguely what it looks like. And then if you want to use your imagination fuller, you can fill in the rest of the page, I guess you could say. Reason two is length. So this might also be a drawback for some people, and I understand it. Movies are a lot easier to go in and out of versus a book, which, depending on the book you read, could be either very short or incredibly long. So it's like, the thing is that books like, say, It by Stephen King or like Dune by Frank Herbert, of course, those movies that they made out of those books are very good, but since they're movies, they can't, of course, fully adapt every little page in the book. Some parts in the books may be unfilmable for one reason or another, and I'm going to talk about that in a future section. But like, so overall, you can only condense a movie into at most, about 3.5 hours. You can go 4 hours and above, but that's just a mini series at that point. But so generally, the longer the book is, the longer the movie would have to be. And then some movies try to compress like an 800-page book into like 90 minutes of film, which is just very rushed. It's like they did that with the Dark Tower movie, and there's 8 books, most of which are like 800 pages long. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of the time, books are better just because they were clearly written to be books. They are very clearly long because they are books. And then even though the movie may be long, it still probably wouldn't do the book that much justice. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. But yeah, length could be a advantage or a drawback depending on how you feel about it. Reason number 3, perspective slash character development. So, of course, movies can only really be told from like a, I guess, third person view. You can't really step inside the character's head that much without narration, and there isn't really a lot of narration in movies nowadays. There were some like decades ago, but not really that much anymore. I think the most recent movie I remember with like narration in it is The Life of Chuck, which was incredible, by the way. But besides the point, what I'm trying to say is that like books can give you a whole lot of different perspectives. They could jump around from character to character, and that's third person omniscient. It could be like third person selective. I don't remember the term, but it's like told from one person's third person view and their views on everyone else. And then, of course, the most interesting, which definitely movies can't really delve into that much, is first person. Basically, first person is told directly from the eyes of the character itself. We see all their thoughts and emotions and stuff. And while movies can try to convey characters' thoughts and emotions and stuff, they certainly can't go into truly the heart of the character like a book can. It's like a book can tell you what a character is thinking, feeling, saying, doing, all in like 1 or 2 pages or so, and then a movie just like has to show you all the stuff. So I think the book has an advantage of being able to both show you and tell you versus a movie just being able to show you and then having dialogue to tell you. So yeah, it really comes down to a matter of perspective. It's like, of course, there are a lot of very character-based movies, say The Breakfast Club, that one's a very good one. Or like some action movies that are just really fun, like John Wick and Die Hard and stuff. It's like, but for the most part, characters and perspectives are really better understood in books because you can just truly get into the mind of whatever character is narrating the story, or in third person omniscient, just every single character that's important and kind of what they're feeling and stuff. Some even both at the same time or multiple at the same time. So I just think that's kind of fun because books can do that and movies can't. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that a little bit. All right, so here we have reason 4, and I do believe this will be the last reason I talk about. Censorship slash unfilmable things. So of course, a lot of books, they have some scenes that are problematic, to say the least. It's like It. Well, I'm pretty sure we all know what that one is. And then with Lord of the Rings by Tolkien, we have the Scouring of the Shire, which was, of course, removed entirely from the movies. And then it could just be something simple as like the book has too much language or something, or it has like too graphic of adult bedroom scenes or whatever, stuff like that. Generally, there's some scenes in books that are considered to be unfilmable due to one reason or another. It's like say for instance in Gerald's Game, in the movie Jessie is wearing like a night dress type of thing, and then in the book she's almost like fully naked, like she's just very like fully topless and stuff. I don't know why that's the first example that comes to my mind, but like I said, the movie censored it. They gave her like a night dress type of thing. So yeah, really, a lot of the reason why the book is better than the movie is because the book isn't afraid to get into those like really like graphic details, whether you like it or not. And then movies, depending on what they're rated, depending on what their audience is, they have to like either censor stuff or cut them out or something. So probably mostly for time reasons. It tends to be a lot for time reasons, but also just problematic stuff like the ones that I told you about. But anyway, so, I mean, yeah, obviously books have a lot of very sensitive subjects, and some books are even banned, and for one reason or another, they are not allowed to be made into movies because they are banned for, whatever reason. But anyway, so yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about that. This is just kind of a little, like, I guess, ending segment. There isn't really a lot to talk about, but censorship is a lot of the reason why books are generally seen better than movies, depending on who you ask. But yeah, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed my video for why I think books are better than movies. My editor also had an idea for why movies are sometimes better than books, so maybe I'll consider making that in the future. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below if you think that this is a good idea, and of course that other one is a good idea. And anyway, let me know why you think books are better than movies. Whether it be some of the reasons I talked about or some of the reasons you have with them. You guys know I love to read your comments by now. But yeah, anyway, that is it for this video. I've been Mr. BG. This has been BG's Books, and I will see you guys in the next video.